go, then you tighten up. Kick a field goal, then you tighten up. First and 10, then you tighten up. Interception, then you tighten up. Fourth and go, then you tighten up. Kick a field goal, then you tighten up. First and 10, then you tighten up. Interception, then you tighten up. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Titan Town. Before we jump into today's video topic, especially this video topic, it is going to be a series. You'll learn more about it here in just a few minutes. Be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't yet. I want to set a goal for the end of the year. I'm not sure, maybe 1,000 subscribers, but maybe 600, 800, somewhere in that range. I just want to see how much we can grow throughout the rest of the year heading into summer. And for this video, I actually want to issue a challenge before we jump into it. I am challenging Ryan Moreland of Tone Uncensored and Chris Noel of Titans in Truth to do the same video topic. Now, you guys don't have to be as detailed as me. Just give us a general idea of how you would do it and what you think. And that is, if you were hired instead of Jon Robinson, and of course, all you guys watching, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below as well. So I'm going to start out with 2016, and I'm very detailed in this. Had to do a lot of research and a lot of digging for this. So I'm going to do a video for 2016, 2017, and 2018. Once we get to 2018, at the end of that video, I will have a depth chart showing you how the roster would look if I was hired instead of Jon Robinson and what the actual roster is there on that last video. But for this video, I'm just going to stick for 2016. And like I said, I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And hope you like what I've got. If you don't, leave a dislike on the video. If you do like it, like the video. Any and all feedback is important. So let's go. So first off, and I have to read here because it is a lot. First off, what I would have done was I would have re-signed Zach Brown. He got injured that year, and then they let him go after his injury. Of course, he didn't perform back then as well as he was now, but he was a linebacker with a lot of upside, a lot of potential, and you're seeing that now as he goes to other teams. We had a terrible coaching staff back then. We got a good coaching staff now, so maybe we could have got that same level of production out of him. And I also would have re-signed Byron Bell. Maybe he starts, maybe he doesn't, but at the very least, he had solid depth all across your offensive line. He could play either tackle or guard position or center. He could play any of those, and he could play at a low-end starter level, and he was really cheap as well. So I would have definitely re-signed him too, just for his versatility, for the depth that he would provide. And he might even actually have to start in a pinch for you, but kind of like Zach Brown, he was injured and he was let go after his injury. Those are the only two differences I would have made as far as re-signing. Moving into free agency, I still would have signed Rishard Matthews. He was the wide receiver that I wanted us to go out and get that year. I do distinctly remember that. I felt like he could put up pretty close to the same type of numbers as the other receivers out there who were going, but he would be a much cheaper option. Turned out he does put up pretty good numbers, pretty solid numbers. He is a very good wide receiver too. And he didn't come at a big, hefty price tag. Next, I would have signed Ben Jones, center from the Houston Texans. Our offensive line was horrible in 2015. We have to fix that. Ben Jones has done a lot as far as fixing that. Next, here comes a different one. I would have went ahead and signed Prince Amukamara. Now, he's the guy who went in the first round. He's got good size, not all that athletic, but he is a very solid cornerback. And again, our offensive line and our defensive secondary was just absolute trash back then. They were terrible. They could not protect Marcus Mariota to save their life. And they also could not stop somebody from catching a football to save their life. So, solid cornerback. We're going to go ahead and bring him in. Remember, this is the years that we had Jason McCourty and Parrish Cox as our starting cornerbacks, and Valentino Blake or Antoine Blake. He was getting mixed in there as well. B.W. Webb was in there. Blitty Ray Wilson. Cody Sensabaugh. We had a very bad secondary back then. Next, instead of signing Matt Castle, and I'm sure a lot of you would agree with me here, I would have signed Brian Hoyer to be the backup quarterback for Marcus Mariota. And I understand the thinking behind the Matt Castle signing. You did want a veteran quarterback to back him up to kind of show him the ropes. Brian Hoyer can do that, but he also has a big arm, and he can come in and win a couple of games for you if he has to. He's done that in the past. He's done it for the Texans. He's done it for the Bears. He actually challenged Jay Cutler for a starting spot. So I would have definitely signed him instead of Matt Castle. And then I would have went ahead and signed Rashad Johnson. I would have went ahead and signed him as well. Kevin Byard, we did draft him in the third round. This guy is a good fill-in starter while Kevin Byard did kind of develop. So that was a good signing, and I would have went ahead and made that same signing. Next is our big money free agent, somebody we're going to go out and spend a lot of money for, and I hope I say his name correctly. Kelechi Asamoah, the guard. He ended up going to Oakland. Big, huge contract. Very great run blocker. So far, you see our differences. We still have Taylor Lewan. Instead of Quentin Spain, we would have Kelechi Asamoah. Then we have Ben Jones as our center. As of right now, Chance Warmack is still our right guard. Byron Bell is still our right tackle. Moving on, as far as the Eagles trade with DeMarco Murray, I would have made that trade if the offer was on the table and I could have pulled off that trade. I would have went ahead and made that. DGB, I would not have traded him. What's his name? Dennis Kelly, would have not have been on the Titans. I would have went ahead and kept DGB to see if I could develop him and turn him into an elite wide receiver. Of course, I'm trying not to use hindsight in this video. I'm trying to put myself back in this moment, back in this position, and really think about what I would have done in this situation. I'm telling you, I wouldn't have made that trade, and I don't think a lot of you would have either. I would have went ahead and claimed Josh Klein on the waivers, let him and Chance Warmack battle it out just like they had before. Moving on to the draft, this is where things are a lot different. I would have went ahead and took the trade with the LA Rams. I would have went ahead and made that deal mostly because, I don't know what the other offers were coming in. So we're just going to say for this purpose, I would have took the Rams pick, but I would not have traded back up to 8 to take Jack Conklin. I would not have stuck at 15 to take whoever they wanted to take at 15. I would have traded back up as soon as Joey Bosa went off the board to the then San Diego Chargers. I would have traded up with the Dallas Cowboys. They gave them our first round pick, which is 15. I would have gave them a first round pick in the next year's draft, which will be in the next video. I will have that considered in that video, and two of our second round picks in this draft. So we only have one second round pick, but I would have traded back up to number 4 overall, and I would have selected Jalen Ramsey. I loved Jalen Ramsey coming into this draft. So far, our secondary is looking a lot better, but our offensive line is not going to be quite as good. So far, our starting secondary would have been Jalen Ramsey, Prince Amukamara, Rashad Johnson, I'm drawing a blank, and Denoris Searcy. So we make that trade, and the Cowboys probably would have ended up taking Derrick Henry, where we took Austin Johnson in the second round. So moving on to round 2, we're going to take Jaron Reed, defensive tackle out of Alabama. We're going to play him across from Jarrell Casey. We're going to move Daquan Jones into nose tackle. We also have Carl Klug there at this point, who is doing some pretty decent stuff. So I would have brought in Jaron Reed, provide plenty of depth. He's having a good career so far over in Seattle. Round 3, I'm just going to go ahead. This is one that I have to use hindsight for. I'm taking Kevin Byard. He's probably my favorite Titans player right now. I love Kevin Byard, just where he's come from and what he's done. So definitely would have took Kevin Byard. So I think between now and then, we would have Jalen Ramsey as starting cornerback and Kevin Byard at safety. That would be a very good defensive backfield in today's world. We did not have a round 4 pick. We still don't. Round 5, I would have took Alex Collins, running back out of Arkansas. He is a guy that I watched in college, and I did like him. He's not really a power back. He's not really a speed back. Not really a receiving back, but he can do a little bit of everything. The Ravens are doing a good job of utilizing them there. He could come in and split carries with DeMarco Murray or fill in that Derrick Henry role. Of course, he wouldn't play it as well as Derrick Henry. He doesn't have that overwhelming size, speed combo like Derrick Henry, but good, solid running back. Round 6, I would have took Scooby Wright, inside linebacker out of Arizona. This guy is very undersized for the NFL. He's having trouble sticking to a roster. He keeps getting put on the practice squad, but very productive college career, good instinct. So I would have went ahead and took a 6th round flyer on him. Round 7, again, I would have went ahead and took an Aaron Wallace, just like Jon Robinson did, play inside or outside. He didn't really get to shine there at UCLA playing with Miles Jack. So I would have went ahead and picked him. So I'm going to throw this up on the screen. So players who would still be here who are not today would include Zach Brown, Byron Bell, Rashard Matthews, Dorial Green Beckham, Ben Jones, DeMarco Murray, Josh Klein, Rashad Johnson, Kevin Byard, and Aaron Wallace. New additions, people who have not been on this team, who would have been on the team if I was the one in charge. That is Kalichi Asamoah, Prince Amukamura, Brian Hoyer, Jalen Ramsey, Jaron Reed, Alex Collins, and Scooby Wright. People who have been on the Titans roster who would have never been on this roster include Matt Castle, Kevin Dodd, Austin Johnson, Derrick Henry, Jack Conklin, Andre Johnson, Antoine Blake or Valentino Blake, Sean Spence, and LaShawn Sims. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know about the job you think I did. Of course, I can't do it as good as Jon Robinson. I'm not saying that I don't trust Jon Robinson or I think he does a bad job. By no means at all. I just thought this would be fun to go back and look and see how I would have ran things if I was in his position. Next, I'm going to do 2017. So be sure to leave a like if you like the content. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And most of all, leave me a comment. Let me know what you would have done in 2016 and try not to use hindsight, just like I'm not using hindsight. But anyways, hope you guys have a great day. God bless and tighten up.